as I told you all before we started recording, it comes to my attention. Quite recently, it came to my attention, I should say, that people watch this. A few people, usually us, but somebody left a comment. And I gotta say, that warmed my cockles. And I just want to say thank you for the comment. I'm gonna call you out right now, you friendly man. Or man, woman, thing. D. Griff.
D. Griff.
And so, I'm gonna take your comment to heart. My name's Scott. Here's the introduction.
My name's Cody.
I'm Chris.
And I'm John.
Why don't we all say a little something about ourselves?
Oh, I'm starting first? I'm John. No, I'm just kidding.
You already said that. They know that already.
Oh, shit.
And it's not very interesting.
Damn, that hurts. I like to paint minis.
Chris here, and I love poetry.
Cody here, and I didn't care for Attack on Titan.
Scott here, and I'm doing this for the money.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all? So,
I'd like to follow up on what you said, shouting out to the person that commented on the last episode.
Yeah.
And also say that shout out to Colon Sausages for saying that they love peanuts also in the pilot episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's really odd is it's twofold. One, that somebody watched those videos. Did they?
We talked about peanuts at the end.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Great.
I didn't even watch it.
We weren't in that episode, but I watched it because I'm a true fan of us.
Just random people watching those videos and then two leaving comments on them.
Yeah.
Like, that is bizarre for our content.
Thank you. Sincerely. Even our most viewed have I'm not gonna say even our most viewed, it's not the best comments. Just a lot of
Okay, one of the frustrating things about those Celestial Weapon guides, and just those Final Fantasy videos in general, by the way, I don't know if you know this, you are watching the channel that has monopolized it's a very niche market, but if you have searched for any Final Fantasy X collectible related content, you've watched our videos. That's not a very laudable title.
Maybe that's how some of you found this content right now.
It's possible. The only people that subscribe are people watching those videos.
Whoa.
Nothing else.
I think I also remember somebody commenting about our Double Buff Double Features, saying that they came to watch one of the Final Fantasy videos, and then they found this gem, and I'm like, my heart.
The thing is, they commented that, and then a little later in the video also commented, you guys should do a podcast.
Did they actually?
They did.
I think that second comment came on the Batman movie review we did.
You know what? I think it
But
did.
it's
I thought it
not
was the same person.
It was the same person, different videos, I think. Which means they were really a fan because they were watching
Hell yeah.
more content.
We do this for you, random person.
Not to undercut it too much, we've also been doing this for 8 years.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was a long hiatus in the middle
There was
of that.
a bit of a hiatus. Back to my original point that I was making. I was. It got lost in all the minutia. But the most frustrating thing about making those Final Fantasy guides is people... I am convinced that people comment on those videos who do not watch the video.
Yeah.
Because they will ask the most inane questions that we answer in the videos.
We love all our viewers.
And it's just so frustrating to have to be there and be like, here's a timestamp. Did you get this far?
Yep.
Did you get 2 minutes in?
I love Titus's video where he's just everybody in it is just commenting about how they fucking hate this minigame.
And you nailed it.
I nailed it. Because when we did it in the playthrough, I think I got it on the very first try.
Yep, you were trying to be modest in the video, the actual weapon guide video, because you're like, it took me like 30 minutes. No, you booted up the game and knocked that out of the park first try. I think you had just woken up.
Better make this video.
I'm like, shit. Now I need to get the content of me not getting it.
Wow. That's
Sorry.
hardcore.
But I think that would make people even more angry if you told the truth. Oh.
Hopefully none of them watch this episode.
Oh, man.
Well, I don't like Final Fantasy.
No, that's a bit of a point of contention amongst us content creators, is
Yes.
what content we want to be making, what content we should be making, and what content gets views.
With that in mind, you know, it's not going to be just a podcast listener.
The one.
We, you know, I feel very passionate about a project that hasn't quite started yet. I don't give a shit about telling you. We're going to talk about some shitty TV show, and I think it's going to be pretty fun. Because Skinwalker Ranch is fucking stupid. And I think it'll be fun to do.
You gonna get it on tape so that we can hold you accountable?
Exactly. He's got it.
Oh.
He's got it.
Okay.
You gonna make a liar out of me?
Yes.
Well, you know, I'm excited for that. And as far as, you know what? Why don't we do that right now? What do you guys
Flesh
want
out
to
some
do?
Details?
What do you guys want to do? I'm not even talking about that video. What do you guys want to do with the channel?
That's a broad question right
Yeah.
there.
A question we could answer for an hour.
Chris, cut out the next 30 minutes while I think about this.
Great. He
You know what?
Mimicked typing on a keyboard.
Even though I've
I'm
got
a
the
very,
computer
I'm
over
a very
here.
visual person. I'm sorry.
You know, this is somewhat facetiously, but not too facetiously. We're about 50-50 on the fallaciousness.
I don't think
I just want to
that's
make
the word.
myself and you guys laugh.
Honestly, I agree. I do this what we're doing right now. Way back when I kept complaining to you guys, everybody's super busy. This was like an excuse to talk to my friends for an hour each week, and then it took us 5 years to do this. But I'm glad we're doing it now. Honestly, I don't remember the last time, other than the last podcast we recorded, that we've consistently been able to have conversations with one another
Mhm.
Yep.
together. You know, I'm the only one with free time.
Yeah, none of our schedules match up very well anymore.
But there was a time earlier this year where it's just like we were all just in the Discord server all the time. And that was a lot of fun.
It was.
We got into playing Dauntless
Yeah, we
Yep.
did.
because our usual go-to game was Rocket League,
Yep.
some rickety cricket league.
Saw you guys were playing that last night.
Yep, we had a little bit
Without
of
I was jealous. I was jealous.
I was jealous of you not being there.
I'm
Yeah.
so bad at that game.
I know you are, Chris.
And so we were just like, hey, let's try and find another game that we all can play together. And we were just looking through lists of free-to-play games that were free-to-play and cross-platform.
Yeah.
And we're just like, here's Dauntless. And
Turn on Dauntless.
yep,
Dude,
it was just kind of a spur-of-the-moment decision. And we had a lot of fun with that. I mean, it's
For the few months that we played it.
Yeah.
for the few months we played it.
About 3 weeks for me.
But it wasn't like, I don't think it was trying to be anything like
Amazing.
monumental or amazing or cinematic or even that great. But we had fun playing it.
There was about a 2% chance of a world that I saw where it was like, we're about to become Dauntless content creators.
I remember you floating that idea.
It was there for probably about a week, and then I'm like, I don't have fucking time to commit to this
I
game.
remember you said, like, I looked up Dauntless, and there's, like,
There was, like,
guy.
nobody.
Maybe.
We didn't release one video on Dauntless.
It just,
No.
you know, I
And-
stopped having fun with it pretty quickly.
Yeah,
'Cause
I remember
I
some times
just,
where you
you
were
know,
getting frustrated with it.
It's just the same thing over and over again in the
Same
game.
combos.
And also, I suck.
I mean, as much fun as I had with the fucking hammer build, it was just up attack, up attack, up attack, then finish the combo.
Yeah.
Hope I hit it so that the fucking ammo replenished.
Mm-hmm.
And if it didn't, then I just had to sit there and do the reload.
I think the big thing that killed it for me was I had, like, gently kissed the tuchus of the end game. And I'm like, wait, this is the end game? That's all it is? So I had to just do this for like 6 more hours to get to the next part of the end game, which is just the same thing? This sucks. This is boring.
I don't think we, as a group, ever made it to like the final stages,
No.
like the level 24.
Not as a group.
And I think maybe if we did,
Maybe.
it would have been fun.
Maybe.
But we always just reset our weapon levels
Yep.
whenever we got the chance. Which I suppose you're supposed to, because we weren't actually in the end game.
Yeah.
End game is when you have all of your levels at, Reforged level 10.
Dude,
And-
fuck that.
And I might have had one at Reforged level 3.
Yep.
And it's like, that's not end game.
I remember there was a weekend that I grinded out the hammer to reforge it twice. And by the end of that
Remember
weekend,
this.
I was like, I'm done with Dauntless. I'm done playing this game.
Because you have to play so much of Dauntless.
I always default to Rocket League, and I think a lot of it is because you guys make me feel... make me feel good at Rocket League.
You are good at Rocket League.
That's-
I'm not, though. When I play alone, I get fucking destroyed. But you guys, like, accentuate all of my highest qualities when we play together.
You
So I, like,
accentuate my lowest.
I do, like, crazy shit that surprises myself. Obviously, if, like, some professional was like, oh, this guy fucking sucks, like, if they saw me play, but I feel
Oh, we've
good
definitely
sometimes.
played against some of those people.
Sure, yeah.
We've definitely watched some of those people who are just
whoop
like...
our Rudy Poo Candy asses.
Since we're talking about Rocket League,
Oh,
I've been thinking about this because I don't game a lot,
you do not.
right? I play Skyrim and Pokemon.
Not very high skill games.
Yeah.
If
Low-
they were, I was going to
low
be low skilled at
ceilings.
them.
Low ceiling.
But I did play Rocket League a little bit, and reluctantly, I still get dragged into it. And so, but I was thinking about, like, I don't play a lot of games, but all my friends do, and we have our channel started
Was this your
because
transition.
I was thinking about
Look at
what
this
is my
little host.
what is my favorite gaming moment, and I have to say it was probably in Rocket League,
Oh.
and it was my
God
hat.
damn it.
It was
I
my
fucking knew you were bringing this up.
It was
I knew
my
this
hat
was coming.
trick. Oh,
This is a good story.
yeah.
I hate this
You
story.
tell it.
You tell it. I'm not saying it.
So, I'm super shit at this game, and we all had PS4s.
Mhm.
Yep.
And
You
we were playing it.
soldiers.
You're still salty about that.
I am.
Nope.
And we were playing it, and I was just being awful at the game. And John was like, Chris, I'll buy you something if you can get a hat trick.
I'll get you a gift.
If you can, yeah. If you can get a hat trick in what was it, like
Hockey.
in the next 30 minutes?
No.
No. It was like
next
in this
game.
game.
It was
It was in the game that we.
oh,
he
okay.
It was
mentioned.
the very beginning of the game that I said, Chris, if you get 3 goals, if you get a hat trick, I will buy you something.
Mm-hmm. And so I fucking fucking buckled down, fucking became a shonen protagonist there for a second, and I first one, and John's like, he's not gonna get the second one. Second one, Chris, what is this? what is this? What's going on right now? Third one, I'm like, fuck yeah! And John's like, oh my god, what?
Sean is just staring at me, mouth agape.
This is how I remember it.
Let's back up a little bit,
This
all right?
is how Chris remembers it.
This is how I remember it.
Every single goal that Chris got was not planned. It was not of his own volition.
I didn't say it was.
You definitely made it sound like it. The third goal, you were sitting upside down helplessly, and the ball bounced off of your tire. I don't even think you,
Turtle there!
I don't even think you remembered how to flip over.
He didn't.
You were like a helpless fucking turtle.
So, I've never heard that before, and I gotta say, that might be the worst story you've ever told. You got 3 goals in Rocket League, and the story was you got 3 goals in Rocket League. Wow,
Yeah.
great fucking job,
Yep,
dude.
great job.
But I'm really bad.
With that in mind, says Chris in his head, struggling to transition further, what is your guys' favorite video game moments that you've had? Chris brought this up to me earlier. I don't want to go first.
I mean, I can go first if you'd like.
Yeah, sure.
It was not paying off that deal with Chris.
Oh, all right. Did not get a gift. Chris earned the gift.
No, he didn't earn that. He did not earn that.
I saw it earn it.
The comments will tell otherwise.
Gosh, the only things that come to my mind immediately are video game moments that I wasn't directly involved in,
Yeah.
because there were moments where we were doing you guys were doing your Last of Us playthrough, and we were posting it to the channel, and there were just moments that happened in that playthrough that I got to edit
Oh, man.
that just crack me up to this day.
We were talking about some of the edits that you did a couple weeks ago
In-
about it.
Being shit at aiming.
Like me being absolutely terrible.
Yep, and me editing in all the little misses and flunks and stuff.
Oh, man. I love that game.
We were talking about replaying it again. Streaming it and then streaming Last of Us 2.
Well, they're about to re-release Last of Us 1.
Really?
Mhm.
I had no clue.
Next generation?
For PS5, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep, it's called The Last of Us Rebuilt or something.
Oh. Interesting.
So maybe you should play that.
What's your favorite gaming moment, John?
I think my favorite gaming moment, seeing as you have now elected to go third or fourth, really,
Yes.
since, you
Yeah.
did. If we have to talk about my favorite gaming moment where we're playing the game, then it would have to be when we were all playing NBA Jam. And I got the last minute dunk as George Bush to win the game.
We're just going to be putting video links and cards all throughout this podcast because all we can talk about are videos that we've made.
But really, like, the quippiness that we had during that video just made it fun and hilarious to me.
I go back and watch that one too.
I mean, Chris didn't pick one that was a video we did.
That's fair.
I recorded it. I deleted it. Now I wasn't posting it.
There was
Too salty.
There was a time back when Halo Reach came out where me and John and our friend Andy were just playing that game nonstop, and those were some good days. I can't remember specific moments, but I remember those days very fondly when we were playing Halo Reach multiplayer.
Yep.
There was also the time in Halo 3 where we got I think it was called the Halo Skull, back when we were doing, was it the Vidmaster challenges? And you had to beat the last level of Halo 3 on
with the
Legendary
ghosts?
with 4 players, everybody in
Yeah.
ghosts. That was a
a lot of fun.
That was a fun achievement to get.
That achievement pissed me off. That was me, you, Andy, and was it Kyle? Was Kyle there fourth?
Maybe Kyle, maybe Nick or Zach.
It might have been Nick.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
That was probably the hardest VidMaster challenge.
I guess I wouldn't know. I never got all of them.
Oh,
Wow.
Bit of
you
a shame.
suck.
Yeah,
He's still salty. I can feel it in his voice.
that there is a certain amount of saltiness to not getting all the achievements in a game and thinking, oh, I'll just come back to this,
And now the servers are down.
and now the servers are dead or stuff like that. The Halo 3 servers actually just went down
Yep.
fairly recently,
Yep.
like within the last 6 months, I think. Or maybe the last year. I can't remember.
It's painful, man. Our childhood is
It's gone.
it's going down,
It's
man.
over.
I'm gonna cry
Oh,
when
boo.
Reach goes down.
Boo fucking who? Oh, my childhood. Fuck my childhood.
I mean, you can still play Halo 3 the Master Chief Collection,
yeah.
but
Mr. Chef. My favorite gaming moment.
Oh, are you ready to say it now?
It's tough. So you had all like multiplayer stories and like stories with like friends.
Mhm.
You're about to tell us about the time that we all went to Xbox without you?
Yeah. Um,
we
As
invited you.
as a young boy, as a young lad,
Very impressionable.
I played Shadow of the Colossus. And I remember playing that, and I got to, it was the, fuck knows, third Colossus. It's the one on top of the big Colosseum, and he's got a big old thing.
Yes.
I remember fighting that one and being like, oh, wait, like, video games are good. Like, I'm fighting this gigantic monster, and I'm just a little man. Video games are, like, good. And before then, video games were kind of like, to me, in my head, were like...
Toys.
No, not necessarily. It was like... I guess a toy, sure. It was like a toy. And it was then that, like, there was this disconnect suddenly in my head where, wow, that was like art. Probably didn't think of it that way at the time, but that's how I'm seeing it now. That's probably a pretty big one for me. If I had to pick, I'll pick one from a video. You getting scared of that man.
Oh, the
Oh,
the
come
legendary 3 screamer?
You getting scared of that man is incredible.
You screamed 3 times in one breath. It was amazing.
For those of you not in the know, Cody played Outlast with a webcam.
I think that was a cutting edge for us at the time.
That
Yeah.
was, yeah.
I think that was our first face cam videos.
And there was a man in a wheelchair that really fucking got Cody so good.
If you've played the first hour of Outlast, you know exactly
Yep.
the moment.
I remember
And
you walked by that guy so untrustingly. And
I
then you're
showed that clip to my mom.
yeah,
Yeah.
my mom showed that clip to her friends.
Look at my son get the shit.
Look at my son being a
scared out of him.
frickin' pussy. Can't even play Outlast.
I'm scared of a handicapped guy.
I loved that. That's
That
up
was
there.
amazing.
That's up there. Also, I've made some pretty funny jokes that I still laugh at.
Oh, I obviously.
Yep.
I'm quite narcissistic that way.
Yeah.
Where I love nothing to me is funnier than jokes I made.
Yeah. I don't usually feel that way, but every once in a while, like, every once in a while, I just need noise, and so I'll be like, oh, let's listen to Devil Bat. And I was just so, to me, so funny in Devil Bat, and I don't really know why. What about it just got me?
What I think is funny is when we reference those double feature videos that we did, the list of good episodes
Yeah.
continues to expand.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be whenever we would talk about a good episode, it was always just
Hercules.
Hercules.
Yep.
And then just recently, we're like, no, Dick Tracy was also a really
Yeah,
good
Dick
video.
Tracy is. We don't give us enough credit. We don't give ourselves enough credit for Dick Tracy. It was so great.
And I think after maybe a year, we're just going to say all 10 videos are just bangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should wait for season 2 of Double Buff Double Feature. It's gonna be crazy.
The search for more movies.
Just got to get around to editing.
How many copyrights can we dodge?
Man, imagine if we could do that watching Shulk. I want
Oh,
to do
yeah.
a double feature watching She-Hulk for those who are
Oh,
uninitiated.
thanks. So it is She-Hulk. You're admitting that.
No, it's Shulk.
It's She-Hulk.
If you watch the beginning of the show, it says Shulk, attorney at law. Hey, listener, here's a transition. I fucking hate Shulk, attorney at law.
Oh, no.
If you want to get me mad about something, just mention Shulk, attorney at law.
Shulk, attorney at law.
Uh,
Didn't care for it.
I could do without it.
It's just dumb.
See, our problem with being able to complain about She-Hulk
We're white men.
is we're white men. We can't sit
Yep,
here
yep.
and talk all this shit about it.
Maybe the movie isn't for us. Or, excuse me, it's a television program.
Streaming program.
Well, I mean, I think that says a lot about Phase 4. Or
Yeah.
5 or whatever's going on here. Because, Doctor Strange, it was Doctor Strange, but I don't even think he was technically the main character.
Who was?
It was the America Chavez girl or
I
whatever.
remember when we were talking about that video didn't come out. We watched Doctor Strange and did a like we did with Batman and Spider-Man, and another one,
Thor.
Thor.
Thor,
Uh,
which also didn't come out.
that didn't come out either.
Yeah, we only have two.
We only have
that are out.
two. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
it's all right. You're
It's all
busy.
good.
Point is, we were saying the name America Chavez, and you thought we were joking.
Yeah.
You thought it was the actress's name, and you're like, no, it's America Chavez. We have to save America.
Yep.
I did not care for that movie.
Well, so it was Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, but I'm pretty sure she was technically the main character.
I mean, who cares who the main character was at the end of the day? Okay. So I guess you could call this a nitpick. Maybe. It didn't follow the internal logic of the movie that preceded it. That immediately preceded it. Where,
Yep.
so,
Which was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. In
Yep.
Spider-Man, all of these different people from they keep saying universes in the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of these different people from the different universes who know Peter Parker are coming to our universe. Like, the first thing they say in Multiverse of Madness is, you can't come to a different universe if you're from a different universe. You can't do that. You can't physically move. And then we meet a character who can, so I guess they just can. But
just this one character.
But just that one character.
Mhm.
So I think they confused themselves, and I think they might have been saying that in Spider-Man it was timelines. And those were characters from different timelines, like with the Infinity Stones. Those were characters with different timelines coming into the MCU timeline. Maybe? That's just a guess.
But the only reason that new timelines were created prior to that was because of time travel.
I don't know.
And time travel didn't exist before then? I'm not...
And then Loki's going on about how we can't make a multiverse because if we let the timelines get out of hand, it'll create multiverses. So what in the fucking shit was happening in Spider-Man if Loki was happening? I don't know.
An even bigger what the shit. How did Michael Keaton Vulture get into Morbius?
How did it happen?
I'm so confused.
There's so many questions.
It's too big, guys. That's why I dipped out.
It's the
My
kind
pea
of
brain
questions-
can't handle it. I want to like Marvel, but I don't know if I can anymore.
I think, having been out of the game for 3 years now, or whenever the hell Endgame came out.
With the small little break of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, is it 4 years?
2019.
I think it was 2019.
Oh, 2019.
Yeah.
3 years.
Damn it.
I look at what's going on with the MCU right now, and I'm thinking, what is going on? And I say that kind of jokingly, kind of disparagingly, but it's also like, seriously, what is going on?
I couldn't even tell you, and I've watched all of it.
So there's
Like,
been
well, what I'm saying is, for the first 3 phases, up until Endgame,
it was
it-
very clear what happened and when.
well, it's just like, I understand, like, the Infinity Stones are a big deal. And something's probably gonna happen once they all get together in the palm of somebody's hand. But now that's over. And what's going on? Is everybody just doing their own thing?
Also,
Having
not,
fun.
Not to
Yeah.
get. I mean, this is a little bit. It just feels so neutered after. It's like we can't have. I feel like we can't have characters that are complex anymore in a way that makes them not just.
Well, okay, I think that's kind of why I didn't like the Thor movie, was because, like, he was just, hey, I'm making jokes, I have feelings for my hammer, and that was, like, the ha-ha butt of the joke thing, and then at the end of the movie, he's like, no, Gore, I know you just slaughtered, like, so many gods, but, like, you need to love somebody. And it's just, like, he did, like, a complete, like, 180, in my opinion. Like, he had things for Jane Foster, but that was it.
I guess what I'm getting at is like, I don't even know if this is even true. This is like my perception of what's occurring, and it's something a lot of people have been talking about. Is like what's the word? Like everything's becoming soft. Like it's like the Disneyfication of everything has to be so fucking PC, and I know that's probably a charged thing to say, and I all I can say is that I understand. I get it. You just have to take my word for it, listener. I feel like a good person. I understand that people need to have their say. People feel things. You haven't said anything in so long, Chris. People feel things, and
he's currently drafting an email to your HR
I guess.
department.
Oh shit!
It's just
that's
that-
me.
I don't know. I've been rewatching The Sopranos, and I don't think anybody would argue with me that The Sopranos is an excellently made show. And I'll tell you one thing The Sopranos has. I'm not saying this needs to be in Marvel, but it has very complex characters who aren't exactly likable and don't get away with it. It's okay to see good aspects of a fucking awful person in fiction. Even in fucking real life, I think that's okay. But I'm not allowed to say anything, I guess. I don't know. That's a bit too serious, I think.
Well, I'm talking about the Disneyification of it. It's like, I think I've mentioned this earlier, where it's gotten so big and convoluted, where it's starting to get self-referential and meta.
Mm-hmm.
Shulk broke the fourth wall.
Well, yeah, I mean, Shulk broke the fourth wall, but then there's also that scene where her and Hulk, He-Hulk,
He-Hulk.
I suppose we should start to differentiate them.
No.
He-Hulk is Hulk, and She-Hulk is Shulk. That's how you
Exactly, yeah. It'd be a double H. It would be Hulk. Hulk and Shulk are in the car, and Shulk is belittling Captain America for being a virgin. And it's like, that would have been a comment thread in a Reddit post from like 2012.
Yep.
And Disney's like, we know what you guys talk about on the internets.
They're like that old man that's trying to be relatable.
Even in...
Every movie studio ever.
Let's
Yeah.
look at that in the context of the work of fiction we're watching, right? Bruce Banner's cousin is making fun of his dead best friend.
Yeah. One of his dead best friends.
Isn't that fucked up? I had this realization. We just watched Shulk episode 2. A little bit
Literally
ago.
right before you got here.
And I had a realization last night when I was microwaving something. And I thought there was that scene in Shulk 1 where she's I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into the gender politics, okay? She's talking to the Hulk about how she has to control her anger all the time, so she's so much better at it than him. And she's listing all these examples of, like, whenever, men catcall me, I control my anger. Whenever incompetent men talk down to me and explain something that I'm an expert in, I have to control my anger. And in that moment, when I was thinking about that, I was like, why is this upsetting me? Why is this scene upsetting me? And I came to the realization while microwaving that, she is saying, when incompetent men talk down to me and explain something mansplain something that I'm an expert in, as part of her explaining how to control anger to the fucking Hulk. She's such a hypocrite.
Yeah, well, because it's like, that's a secret, Cap.
Exactly.
It's like, you don't have to explain it to Bruce Banner about being angry all the time.
Just,
I think my problem is, we'll take a step back, because I have this weird addiction where I like to watch movies 1 through 23, except for the first 2 Thor movies.
Oh, come on.
No, actually, I did actually watch Thor 1 6 months ago. I don't actually know.
Still no Thor 2, though.
We
still didn't make the cut.
You keep going.
I watched Iron Man 1 like 2 weeks ago, and I kind of compared it to like the movies that they're doing in like now, post Endgame. And I think the realization that I've made is that these new heroes haven't earned it. Like,
Okay.
Iron Man like hit like some lows, and he had to build himself up in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's part of the reason why everybody loved him, was because like he still had those bad qualities where he's like fucking egotistical and shit. But he's also like a fucking super genius, and you know that. You watched him progress through it. Whereas like these other characters are kind of just like, they're trying to do like some passing of the torch kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where, She-Hulk, she got her powers, she didn't want them, but she has them now.
Shulk.
She but like, that's...
Hang on. Didn't she volunteer to do the gamma exposure
No.
thing?
No.
Oh.
She got in an accident with the Hulk.
And his blood dripped
See,
on.
that would have been so much cooler, right? What if it's so cool that it makes me... I know nothing about She-Hulk in the comics. It's such a good idea that I think it's probably what happened in the comics, where she was in an accident, and because they're related, her blood is like exactly like his or whatever. And so it's a dire situation. He has to make the call. I'm going to give my blood to my cousin. And he knows it's going to turn her into a Hulk, but it's either that or she dies. That kind of thing. See, that could have been good. That could have been like dramatic and...
Well, then how did she get her powers in the show?
She's pulling Bruce out of the car. The fucking Hulk. She's pulling him out of the car, and his blood gets in her arm. Because she had cut on during the
To make you roll your eyes a little bit more, he had just explained how he had some little inhibitor that makes him a human again. That he has on it, like a nicotine patch.
It was like a nicotine patch.
Yeah. I don't know if the mic caught that up, but I just threw up in my mouth a little. Why?
And that was, I don't know.
So he could fit in the car?
Probably. And that was it.
How did he begin getting by?
His arm, at the beginning of the series, his arm was still fucked up from snapping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
but
I see.
Her blood is so much better than his blood.
Even though it's his blood.
Well, her blood was able to take his blood and She-Hulk out, right? Shulk out. So when she shulked
that on
out,
a t-shirt.
when she shulked out, he was like, "Oh, your blood's so good, it can fix my blood."
There's a continuity issue.
So he fixed his arm with her blood.
Oh, at the end of... So, episode 2 shows an event that happens in Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Directly that happens
And
in
then
Shang-Chi.
at the end of
And
Shang-Chi, he's a human!
And he's still wearing the arm brace!
Continuity! No.
What the hell are you doing, Marvel?
Hire me!
Wait, are you saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing. They continuity errored.
So...
But you just said he was human and he was wearing the...
In episode 2... Or sorry,
Shulk.
in episode 1, when She-Hulk becomes She-Hulk, knows how I'm saying She-Hulk specifically.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it.
Fuck you. When he tests her blood, he's able to, like, fix his arm, and he's perfectly fine again. Then, in episode 2 of She-Hulk, you see something that happens at the beginning of Shang-Chi, and then at the end of the Shang-Chi movie, Hulk shows up as Bruce Banner in an armband again.
Oh, I see. Not the armband that inhibited his...
No,
human
like a sling.
Yeah, like a sling,
Like
because
he's
his
still hurt
arm
from
is still
Endgame.
hurt from Endgame.
Yep.
Even though now
Shulk says
Shulk repaired him.
Yep.
Well, maybe that just happened at another time.
It didn't.
Oh.
She was on this island with Hulk. Hulk and Shulk were on this island, and he was like training her or whatever. It was during that time that he had fixed his arm. and then now in the present time of the episode 2, she is back in the real world, and that happened, which happened in Shang-Chi.
I haven't seen either property, so I can't really call you out.
It just said
Wait,
that,
Chris, you're here?
yeah. It only said in Shulk, it only said that a video surfaced of Abomination in a fight.
Well, he said that he somehow escaped prison.
Somehow.
And I got the impression that they were saying that just happened. But I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Maybe in third episode he's in prison and she goes up to him like, what happened?
I mean, somehow he escaped prison is the magic guy,
Man.
Wong, magicked him out for some reason.
So, like, I don't want... I'm looking at Cody
An
for this.
exhibition man.
I'm at the point where, like, I want to like Marvel, but it just infuriates me, and then I just feel myself getting pulled into a bad relationship over and over again.
I think that...
You made the right choice.
Sure. I think that Marvel and Disney have been kind of toying with this idea, particularly in their TV shows, where they're like, what are the actual consequences of living in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Right.
So there are a couple of examples, like Vulture storyline, the first season of Daredevil, and then She-Hulk, Shulk. She's like, she focuses on superhero law, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she didn't at the beginning.
But in episode 2...
In episode 2, she's hired for the head of the department. I'm not going to get into it.
And it's like, okay, that's an interesting spin on an interesting story in this world. Is somebody's got to deal with all the legal litigation and repercussions of the actions of people saving the world all the time.
It's almost like they tackled that in Captain America Civil War.
Well, I was going to say, I jokingly said at the beginning of episode 2, I'm like, oh, this is what we needed. Like a grassroots, just a show about a superhero, reluctant superhero, who's a lawyer, who doesn't want to be a superhero, but they have that responsibility to save the... Oh, Daredevil.
No. There's a difference. Daredevil's a really good lawyer.
Daredevil is also...
A man. And white.
Oh,
but,
shit.
But he's blind. He's disabled.
Oh, hold on. That's points.
Saving grace.
Points.
I don't know.
Look, I just think that everyone should just
Why is it not just a courtroom drama like Law and Order?
Well, they
But with Shulk.
well, they reference that. They're like, in the first episode, the first thing she says to the audience is, I know you're not going to listen to this lawyer show unless we get to the Hulk stuff. So let's get to the Hulk stuff.
I see. So maybe it'll turn around.
It won't.
Oh.
Look, here's the thing. I just think everyone should give Big Green Mommy a try.
Okay.
I bet you do. I saw in the trailer.
I don't think she would appreciate
Yeah.
you objectifying her like that.
You're Yep, okay. I agree with Cody.
I saw in the trailer that the Wrecking Crew is going to show up.
Oh?
They have magic weapons.
I don't know who the Wrecking Crew
Oh,
is.
like Vulture's crew.
Oh.
No, it's like, I think they're... I mean, maybe.
Who?
They have like magic alien weapons, and they... Like
Vulture's crew?
each one has their own... Like, I'm talking about in the comics. Each one has their own... Like, one guy has like a mace. Another guy has like a...
Sword.
Maybe. But
Another
they're called
guy
the
has
Wrecking Crew.
boxing gloves.
I think they fight Thor. Maybe? I don't know.
Well.
So,
We've complained about this
for 20 minutes.
for 20 minutes, and
I get hot.
You've made your point. The point is, we're all disgusting, misogynistic pigs
Yeah.
for not liking Shulk, and I haven't even watched it, and I've been giving it the benefit of the doubt this whole time.
Well,
that's just the way it works now.
well, here we are. Now what? You know what? Actually, I just reminded myself. You were talking about how you go through this phase where you watch all these Marvel movies.
Mhm.
We need to fix you.
Oh, actually, earlier you made the joke when I said I put on a movie, and you were like, "Oh, was it Captain America?" I don't know what you said, but it was a Marvel movie. You said Marvel. It wasn't. It was Pirates of the Caribbean.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should have a movie night.
What?
You want to watch Iron Man 2?
It's a time where we come together and watch movies, but that's not important right now. We should do a movie night where instead of watching dumb cape shit,
Yeah.
we can all pick a significant movie in cinema history that none of us or most of us haven't seen.
Unjokingly,
Okay.
that's what I was about to say. We need to fix you. You need to get some goddamn culture in your life. Iron Man doesn't even have a cape.
This is true.
You guys want to watch Incredibles?
We could watch Incredibles.
I love Incredibles.
I want to watch a true, just wholesome movie about an Asian mom and her Asian daughter loving each other. That was a fantastic movie.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yep, that's
yeah.
the one.
Okay, I was about to say, is
If
that
you
what
want to see a movie that's actually good about the multiverse, that's the one. And it's interesting that it came out like a month before Multiverse of Madness.
Wait, you guys trying to get me away from superhero movies?
We could go watch Real Steel. That's kind of a superhero movie.
That's more of a mecha.
What's that one with Shaq? Is it just called Steel?
Kazam?
That's racist.
I think it's just called Steel. And he plays a robot man. I'm not even joking. Look it up. Look it up, producer.
That doesn't sound right at all.
He played a robot man, and the best part of the movie is when he, like, does dramatic exits. He'll, like, say a line that, like, Steel said or something. I guess Steel is, like, a DC Comics character, I think. And he's like...
Oh, damn it, we're back to comic books!
He's like, see you later, guys. Harpoon up, and then he just floats up off screen. It's so dumb.
Remember
It is
before the 25 minutes of Marvel bashing that we had? We were like talking about like how we felt about the channel.
Yeah.
And,
That was nice.
And you were like, why do you want to do this? Or what do you want to do with this
What do
channel?
you want?
And then Cody answered, and then we just moved on.
No.
Okay, let's circle back. It's a bit chaotic. Like I said, in the pilot, twinkling, glistening in the distance. I can see it. I can see its big, juicy thickness in the distance is a format for this show.
Okay.
But for now, we aren't there. So-
I just had a question about Cody's answer.
Oh, let's circle back to that.
Oh.
You said make your words were me and you guys laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Were you talking about yourself and your friends, or yourself and the viewers?
Oh, the four of us.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I don't care if the audience laughs.
I would like if they laughed.
Sure. I mean, that's a good plus,
Yeah,
but I don't need it to continue doing
sure.
this.
Mhm.
You want
Also,
the
and-
money.
Well,
I want this to be my reel that I show to get jobs.
oh, that's
Bad news.
Wow.
Bad, yeah,
okay.
real bad news.
I think we're firing you.
No! It backfired!
We're not doing it for the money. We're doing it for a shitload of money.
We should watch Spaceballs.
We need to watch. I haven't seen that in
I love
forever.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs is good.
They have capes.
There is a cape.
There, yeah.
in
And Spaceballs is now almost as ridiculous as Star Wars
Yeah.
is nowadays.
They've
Like, it's
gone
hard to
flat.
tell where the parody starts and
They,
ends.
they saw the future.
I still have that memory of seeing Spaceballs for the first time at your house, I think. And the scene where they've gone to Plaid and they stop the spaceship, and he's like, ah! And he smashes into the wall. You had to pause it, and we just sat there laughing for like 20 real-life minutes. Because we were just stupid kids, and it was funny that Rick Moranis flew into a wall.
You want to know what's even funnier about that night we watched Spaceballs?
Yeah.
Unironically, I fell asleep during the opening crawl with the spaceship and never saw the rest of the movie.
That's incredible. Oh, man.
I guarantee that if we watch that movie again, I'm still gonna get stuck hard laughing at so many different parts. I'm probably gonna have to pause the movie again. I haven't changed much.
It saddens me that
You weren't a part of it.
I wasn't a part of it.
You hadn't been born yet.
That's not true.
No?
He crawled screaming.
Cody, I'm older than you.
Out of
Oh, that's right. My mistake.
Oh, no. Circling back. I want you to answer the question. What do you want to do? What do you want out of this?
I mean, I'm in a similar boat as Cody.
Yeah.
I kind of want to, I want us to be able to make something that, 10 or 15 years from now, we can look at and be like, man, we actually, this is something we're proud of doing. We enjoy it. We enjoy the content that we made. We can look back on it. We already look back on it and, laugh about the stupid shit that we posted.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, I go a step in another direction because, I would love to reach a point where, we have, 5,000 subscribers that, fucking, they come online, they're like, oh, dude, Double Buff put on another podcast or whatever.
Oh, yeah, In the Buff
and
is the name of the show. Thanks for getting the 51 minutes.
You shouldn't take a drink, man. I like the thoughts of a scenario where somebody has clicked on the video, hasn't read the title, gets to 51 minutes into the video, and they're like, "Oh, thank you."
Into the third video.
Yeah, it's the third video.
That's a stupid name. I'm gonna stop watching this.
Damn it! I'm sorry, listener.
But no, I would love for us to where people are just they see that we post stuff and that gets them excited.
Yeah.
I appreciate your modesty, where your goal is 5,000 subscribers.
Hey, dude, we didn't do shit for 5 years and we had 1,000.
That's true.
I mean,
for some reason, people kept subscribing.
There's been no success stories on YouTube. Not to be such a freaking blind optimist here, but there's been no success stories where
My throat hurts.
people who get 30 views a video just post something, and then it, for whatever reason, maybe even a month after they post it, it just explodes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think that's kind of why we've been experimenting with different video formats.
yeah,
Is just maybe we want to flex our creative muscles. Maybe we're just cynically trying to chase an algorithm.
Maybe we're just throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Oh, fucking God, bro.
what about you, Chris? What about you? Well, John's recovering. What about you?
He told us.
I want to hear it
He's
again.
trying to get too big for us so that he
is that
can
your
leave.
real- is that your
Move to
real-
California.
No, there's lots of purposes and possibilities for use of the channel, but my main goal has always been to have fun.
My main goal.
To blow up and act like I don't know. It's just to have fun with some of my best friends.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
everything else is just icing on the cake.
if I've thought about this a lot, and if I'm really getting, to the core of it, I think, as much as I want to say that, obviously, I enjoy making content with my friends, as much as I want to say that's why I'm doing it, I think the reason I'm doing it is because I want to make content I will watch.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of being... It's like the Hegelian dialectic. Bullet in the bandage. I am the source of the problem and also the solution. And I'm into that.
Maybe if you know what, if we keep this up, if you do your Skinwalker Ranch video,
Yeah.
I'll do my Sable video.
Yeah!
I've got-
Sable? Wait, what's Sable?
You don't remember Sable?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Were you never on? I played Sable. When? Probably
It was
December or
several months
January.
ago.
It was a long time ago.
When you were streaming?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember.
You must have been too busy or too cool.
He started off shitting all over it, and then he's like,
Oh, wait. No, I do remember that.
I've got a whole script.
oh,
Written.
do you really?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, you should just pull the trigger on that, man.
I know. At this point, though, well, see, the problem is it's been out for almost a year now,
Right.
and all of those performance issues have probably been patched out,
Yeah.
and so that's half my criticism.
Well, some of the big things that I see these days on YouTube is whole fucking video game retrospective.
Just video game
Where it's
essays
just
and stuff.
And half the time, they're fucking 2 hours long talking about the path that video game went on.
And you're like, who would 1.5 million views?
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, wow. I didn't realize Fable 1 was that in depth. I can't wait for the next 3 hours of Fable 2.
A point for each of you is that we have guides for collectibles for a game that's how old?
20 years
Final
old.
Fantasy X?
Yeah.
Oh, that came out in 2001.
Oh, okay.
September.
Wow. Really?
I'm just kidding. I
So-
don't know.
It's about 20.
2001.
It's about 20 years old.
Yeah, and so that's our bread and butter. People watch that. So people would watch that Sable video.
Yeah, I mean,
I certainly haven't seen a single lick of content about Sable.
I forgot it existed.
yeah. Well, I guess somebody has to do it, or maybe not, or
Yeah,
people can
yeah.
continue not doing it.
I do. I mean, I think you'd enjoy making it.
Yeah.
It'd probably be cathartic almost.
See, I wound up sort of kind of liking Sable.
Yeah.
Despite all of my criticisms of
And
it.
the video could be, not to get too into the weeds here, we can cut this out. The video could be your journey, like how slowly you fell in love with it.
I'll let you read my script after this because it's
It is that.
almost annoyingly
Charming.
charming or grandiose.
Okay.
I'll read it to you.
All right. I'm into that.
So, the Skinwalker Ranch idea.
Yeah.
Let's flesh that out a little bit.
Well, we're at an hour, so
Oh.
maybe we flesh it out.
Yeah.
Maybe we flesh it out next week.
Next week we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But all I'll say, to wrap this one up, I said at the beginning, kind of, but if you're interested in what's going on, it's going to be more than this. I want it to be more than this, and I'm determined for it to be more than this.
It's
Wow.
powerful.
Yeah.
Dude, he came in with a closing statement. Did you practice that?
No,
Oh.
I also have a bit of a closing statement. If
you go for it.
we've always said this, it seems ironically, but I don't know why two people commenting on these videos makes me think like we have an audience now to say like thank you to.
Yeah.
But thank you
Seriously.
for watching, and I hope you continue commenting.
It genuinely, I felt something
Mhm.
when one of you, I think it was you, told me there was a comment on the pilot, and then somebody else told me that good old D. Lee Griff
He said that.
left a comment on the previous one, and I also, what are you going to draw?
I'm gonna draw. I know what he's gonna draw. I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to influence it.
We'll see.
Well, this was a fun little time.
It was. I feel good. Do you feel good, listener? I don't care how they feel.
Oh. I feel better.
They
now.
meaning us or they meaning them?
I'll leave that to you. You meaning leaving it to you.
That's
You don't have to laugh. It's okay.
oh good. I'm gonna stop laughing now, and I'm gonna stop the video now.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.